put your camera on. Good evening. The topic of my class today is how to write a picture composition. So students, many times you get pictures and you are asked to make a story. Is that true? You might get a picture like this one. Now, that's it. You look at this picture. What can you make out of this picture? And then you are asked to write a story. Now, all the time, it's not very easy to read pictures and frame a story. The point that you need to understand is the first important thing that you require in framing a story out of a picture is observation. Understood or not understood? Yes? Yes. What is observation? To observe means to look at something very carefully. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a fun technique of writing a picture composition. And for that, I'm giving you an acronym. And that acronym is called SPACE. Is it easy to remember? If it's easy, say yes. SPACE.
Yes.
Good. So the first thing in SPACE stands for setting. Do you know what is setting? Okay, I'll keep
settings are there in a computer.
No, not that. No, not that setting. That's a very funny explanation of setting. No. Setting means time and place of a story. It means where did your story take place and when did the story take place? Samajh aaya? Did you follow?
Yes.
Then P stands for purpose. What is the meaning of purpose? Purpose means why. Why did the story take place? Or why did the incident take place? Okay. So P stands for purpose. Why? Purpose tells you why. Okay. So try and explore the reason why the action happened. Story means you can even say the action of the story takes place. So this is the second point you need to keep in mind. Okay, was that easy?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the third thing is the action. Action means what happened? What happened? What happened that created the story? Got it or not got it? What happened due to which the story took place? What was the action? All right. So this is what A stands for. And then, of course, I'm going to give you the structure. Then you end the story. Conclusion. Give the conclusion. And then you also need to remember to add the emotion. Conclusion means that you are going to end the story, and E means that you have to add the emotion. This is easy. A space. I'm just giving you a fun way of remembering how you can frame a picture composition. Okay, emotion may be added. Okay, in case you don't understand how to add it in the beginning itself. All right. So this is your picture. What do you read in the picture? Let's first observe this picture. Okay, this is a sample picture. So here is a noodle bar. Can you see there is a noodle bar? See, this is a series of pictures, means there are 4 pictures and they have a number. So when you have a number, it means you have to follow that sequence. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So you have to follow this order. So you see a noodle bar where some people have lined up. Now, what type of people do you see here? Are they grown-up people?
Ma'am, they are children.
They
I
are
think,
children.
ma'am, it is like our school canteen.
Very good. Excellent. So where would you only find children lining up for food? It would be in a school. And they look like, small children. So maybe this is primary school. Okay. So they all look to be a similar age. We can make out because of their height. All right. Then what happens in picture number 2? There, look at the girl who's standing third. See, this girl was first here. Then what happened? These two boys that you see taking the noodles are not there in this line. Are you able to observe this thing? This is the observation you have to make. And this girl who's standing third now is actually the first one here in this row. So it means her turn has come. What do you think must have happened when her turn came?
Ma'am, both the boys have came and means in the front.
So
And
these two mischievous boys, they have pushed the girl, and out of turn they have come and they are standing at the first front part, and they are taking the noodles out of turn. Then what happens? See, they're trying to take the noodles. Look at the girl in picture number 3. Is she looking happy or is she looking annoyed?
ma'am, she's annoyed.
She looks annoyed. What do you think she must have done in the 4th picture, because of which these boys are looking, very solemn, very sad?
And she called the teacher.
Yes. So this girl called the teacher. It seems as if the teacher has scolded them. And these two boys are now looking ashamed of themselves. Ashamed. Are they looking ashamed?
Yes.
Yes. Now, so this is a type of a question that you made here. And here are some words and phrases. Can you please read these words and phrases?
Annoyed. Ignored. Jumped up. Ma'am, how to spell it?
Q.
Q. Bare roof.
Rude.
Youth hung their heads. Reported to.
Shoved. Okay. Ignored, reported to. What is the meaning of shoved? Shoved means pushed. Okay. Now, reprimanded. I just thought that they are difficult words, so I'm reading them myself. What do you think reprimanded stands for? To reprimand is to scold. It means to scold. So you are also learning new words through this. Okay. Let's have a look at the setting. Now, Kushagra, I'm going to use this space technique first today in order to teach you how to think first. First, you have to think. You have to get your points. Then you have to put them in an order. And then you have to add the emotion. And then you have to write. Did you understand? Does it sound to be very difficult, Kushagra? Say yes, or no.
Ma'am. Ma'am, I understood.
Very nice, very nice. So, setting. When you think about the setting, as I explained to you, you think about the following things. First of all, where did the story take place? You have already answered this question. Where do you think the story took place?
School canteen.
Good. When did the story take place? When do you think the children line up for food in a school? What time do you think it might be?
During the break time.
Yes, during the break time. Now, this is something which you will have to invent. In this story, this girl seems to be the main character. Can you give a name to this girl?
Shweta.
Okay, Shweta. All right. What was the main character doing at the start of the story? What was she doing? See?
She was as the first person taking her food.
So she was queuing up actually. She was queuing up to buy her food, and her turn has come now. Maybe she had been standing for quite some time, but her turn has come now. So, Kushagra, can you see that instead of just hastily, when we look at the picture and hastily start writing is a wrong way of approaching a picture composition. If you go about it in an organized and structured manner, then you get a lot of points. So these are all the points you've got under setting itself. See, where did the story take place? When did the story take place? Who was the main character? Then you give a name to that character. What was she doing at the beginning of the story? So all these are the things that you can just think about, right? Now,
Yes.
uh, right, let's learn how to read this picture. Okay, for question 1, we've already discussed it, but see, the answer for place is according to picture number 1, the school canteen. Okay, so it took place. See, I've answered this for you. It took place in the canteen. Then this is a detail we have added, that it took place on Tuesday morning. It's not written in the picture anywhere, but I have to invent this detail. Invent means I have to make this up. And you said Shweta was the main character's name. All right. What was she doing? She was standing in a queue, or she was queuing up. Okay. Queue means the line.
Yes.
All right. Now, there is no right answer or wrong answer. So if I have written the name Jane and you have chosen the name Shweta, it doesn't mean that one answer is correct and one is wrong. It depends upon your imagination. Okay. Now, let me give you some answers, some more answers. You can, frame a sentence like this. Kushagra, can you start writing now? On Tuesday morning, Jane was queuing up in the school canteen. You can write it in your own words also. Yeah. So on Tuesday morning, Jane was queuing up in the school canteen. So,
What?
listen, after you have noted down the setting, means in your mind, you have thought and made some points about setting. Okay. After that, you come over to the next word, that is P. P stands for purpose. What is the meaning of purpose? Let's understand. What did the main character want to do? Tell me. Let's have a look at picture number 2. Okay, let's look at 1 first. Why do you think she is queuing up? What does she want to do?
She wants to eat noodles.
She wants to buy noodles first. Yeah, that's
Yes.
why she is queuing up. Okay, of course she wants to eat them, but before eating, she has to buy them. Okay, so purpose. Let's look at the purpose. What does the main character want to do? So she wanted to buy a bowl of noodles from her favorite stall. These are our notes. And this purpose leads to action. This means that the main character wanted to do something which will lead to an action which will happen. Kushagra, as I am teaching you picture composition, it means the same as writing a story. Writing the story after looking at a picture. So just like there is what is a climax in a story? So something happens because of which some problem is created in the character's life, and because of that there is a lot of emotion. Yeah, that is called climax. So if you create this, why do we have a climax in a story? Because that's what makes a story interesting. Say yes, you understood, or
Yes.
no, I didn't understand. Okay, you understood this. So it is the rising emotion only that creates the suspense, that creates the interest in a story. Yeah. So what did the main character do then? If the boys shoved her, what did she do about it?
Ma'am, she
Okay.
called the teacher.
Yeah, no, that's okay. We are not just looking at her. First of all, she wanted to buy the noodles. Then she was just about to place her order when her turn came. But then suddenly, what happened? There was a you are expecting her to buy noodles, but that doesn't happen. Something opposite happens, and that gives rise to high emotions. You feel angry at these two boys for having jumped their turn and shoved the girl who had been waiting for so long to buy her favorite cup of noodles. So the boys shoved her aside and jumped the queue. Then what happened? Okay. Then what was the result? Conclusion. What was the result of the shoving up? The girl felt very angry. And because she felt so angry, she reported the matter to the teacher. What lesson did the main character learn because of that? Hmm? So the lesson is that if some such thing happens, you should take the help of an adult, right, and get the matter resolved. So,
Yes.
so let's look at the story right from the beginning once again. Okay, if you missed writing it, you can write it now. On Tuesday morning, Jane was queuing up in the school canteen. You can just start writing, Kushagra. She wanted to
Yes.
buy a bowl of noodles at her favorite stall. She was going to place her order when it was her turn. Two boys shoved her aside and jumped the queue. Okay, so you write this much. Then we will build the story a little further once you have noted this down and understood this much. Okay, now let's come over to the fourth element, that is C, conclusion. What was the result of that action? A result of which action? The fact that these two mischievous boys, they pushed her, they shoved her aside, they were rude to her. So, what do you think the girl might have? You are making these details up, Kushagra. They're only hinted at. Every child makes up his own details. Some are understood, but some are not. Some you have to add. For example, the fact that a girl was queuing up can be seen in the picture. But what is the name of the girl that you don't know? You have to make that detail. What time of the day it was, you can make a guess, but the fact that you said it was Tuesday morning is a detail that you have made up. Are you understanding? So some details are visible in the picture, but not everything is visible. Some things you have to add. Did you understand this?
Yes.
Good. So she told them to queue up, but they ignored her request. She reported them to the teacher, and the teacher reprimanded them. Remember, this word is given in the picture composition.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it means cold.
Very good. Scolded very hard means strongly. Okay, it's not just a mild scolding, it's a strong scolding. Reprimand is to scold with a warning. Okay,
Okay.
so so she reported. And what lesson did the character learn? That everyone should wait in the line and not jump the queue, right? So this is one technique that we've understood. And now you've written this much. Now, on Tuesday morning, Jane was queuing up in the school canteen. She wanted to buy a bowl of noodles at her favorite stall. She was going to place her order when it was her turn. Two boys shoved her aside and jumped the queue. She told them to queue up, but they ignored her. You write the rest of it. She reported them to the teacher, and the teacher reprimanded them. She learned that everyone should wait in the line and not jump the queue. You write in the line here, okay? And you should leave some space in between, because we are going to, the last step that I'm going to do is teach you how and where to add the emotions, okay? But because this is the first lesson, you can Add the emotions with a different color pen because they're going to be somewhere or the other, okay, in the composition.
Okay.
All right. Just quickly make a note of this. And now that you've completed the story, let us add some emotions. So E is for emotions. Let's see how and where we can add some emotions in the story. So this is your story. Look at what I've added in the blue. So after the Q, you write Jane was annoyed. You also use a different color to write these emotions. Okay. And then she told him to queue up, but they ignored her. She was cross. Cross means angry. You can use the word angry. Or she was very angry. She was extremely angry. Okay, so because this is the first class and a very basic lesson, hence I have given you a very simple edition of emotions here. But this is just to explain to you that any story is incomplete without the depiction of the human emotions in it. So, this was my lesson on how to write a story after looking at a picture. And I made use of a very simple space technique for that. And do not forget to use specific adjectives. Okay, use specific adjectives in order to make your story very descriptive. Yeah. Okay. That's the end of the lesson. Bye bye.